That was not a lot of fun. Welcome back to Atwood's Garage. A couple of new things going on here. First and foremost, new camera, a new mic. Hopefully it improves the video and sound quality of my videos. Now if I can just get my editing better, but that's just practice on my part. As you can see behind me, we have gotten the two-door Cherokee into the garage and starting to prep it up to do teardown. Got the doors off, obviously the hatch is off. Pulling the seats and the interior. As you can see, she's pretty ate up. That's what we've been doing right now. And you can see it's going to be kind of crowded in here in the garage. I've got a few more things to move around. The hatch will go out to the shed, the doors as well. So, and then once I get this motor moved over to where I need it, get the bracketry off of it, just a motor for making this setup on. So just a mock-up motor. So once I'm done with this, and I'm pretty much done as is, get it tore down, get it out of here. It goes in the shed as well. That'll open up even more space. But this is what I've got to work with. About 2 foot on either side. Got plenty of room. Most of the work in here is going to be done underneath anyway. Basically on the inside, because like I said, I plan on gutting this, dropping the tank, dropping the cross member for the transmission transfer case, supporting the transmission with a jack stand, supporting the back of it here, and just going to town. Just cut it all out, start over fresh with the new rails. As you saw in the previous video, and she's about as bad as the 96 I started with that I built the Cherokee with. But this is where I'm at right now. I think we'll take a break, start tomorrow. All right, took a bit of a break, got something to eat. I'm going to take and start moving the center floor section out of here. So I got myself marked out. The front and the sides are obvious, just the rails. So let's fire up the grinder, get this section out so we can expose the top of the tank. That way I get stuff disconnected, get the tank dropped out, put it drained, get it drained and put it in storage. And figure out where we're going from there. First, let's get this removed. So, trying to see where outline of the tank is. Got the front bolt is here for it, which means the other one's over here. So probably the best thing for me to do is to cut the straps and drop the tank on the ground. Cut all this out. That way give me the top of the tank, get the lines disconnected, and get the electrics disconnected. And we can safely cut this panel out. I'm going to do that, but there's no reason you need to watch all that, so we'll be right back. Good morning and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I got a bit of a second wind last night. Dropped out the fuel tank and got the center section here cut out. Start working my way forward. My next step is I want to cut, continuing on the inside of the rails here, and get this center section cut out. So that's what we're going to do next. So enjoy a little bit of time lapse here while I knock this section out. Let's get busy. Oh. First, a little bit of coffee. Much better. All right. What a mess in here. Ready. Good stuff. Plenty of rot. Plan out my next step here. I guess I could drop the drive shaft out while I'm here. Goodness gracious. This is the best part about all this is 5 minutes of work, 10 minutes of thinking, 5 minutes of work, 10 minutes of thinking. But that's what happens. Oh. It's going to be worth it in the end. Like I said, all this is junk anyway. This Jeep is only good to be a trail rig. Just got to know how to do it. Excuse me. So the plan is, excuse me, get the back end, we'll support it by the rear bumper, get it leveled, get the axle out of it. With the axles out of it, I can start getting the frame rails out of it. And once all that's taken apart, get the new rails set in, get them positioned correctly, make sure they're square to the chassis, square to the body, square to themselves. Get them tacked in place. And then I can start worrying about building out from there, which would be, once the rails would be in, I want to leave all this structure in for now. I'll go from getting the rails in to getting the sliders put in, because sliders will also support the body with those outriggers, and everything's based off of that. Once the rails and riggers are in, or sliders are in, should be good to go. Because the rails will be welded back to this original piece. At least that's the plan for right now. Unless it turns out to be more garbage than it's worth, and I'll just take it out completely and just put some 2x4 box steel in. We'll see when we get there. Okay, enough resting, more cutting. Let's keep on rolling here. Cut these emergency cables because they're junk and won't fit what I'm using anyway. Need them out of my way. They're just spot welded on those brackets. So I have to knock them loose. Let's see, how much further forward can I go? Need to knock that out. Start working on this stuff. Some floor. That one's solid under there. That one's got a big hole in it. Start working, let's see. Need to crawl underneath and get some reconnoitering done. There should be anything on here. I like to cut. I'm planning on using the training tunnel or reusing it, but I also don't want to destroy it at the same time. So I need to get a line where to cut. There's a crossbar there. Get that sorted out. Guess I should probably take this seat out. Time being, I got more stuff to do here. So we'll be right back. Oh, see you in a few minutes. All right, so I got obviously got the seat pulled out here. Next, I got the wiring harnesses moved out of here. Next piece I want to cut out is this center section right here. We'll come up right inside of the original brackets for the seats. Eventually, we're going to actually try to save these. I'm not sure I'll be able to reuse them, but they're actually in reasonable shape. Just drill spot welds out eventually. Who knows? They may just be too much of a more of a pain to take out than anything. Let's go ahead and I've already got it cut this way. Started coming this way. Continue on over and then come up this rail. Get this chunk out of our way. Next chunk of floor out. Whew. So as you can see, just taking pieces out one at a time here. Phew. Definitely seen some better days. I'm going to continue on here. Take off the shifter and the transfer case. And slowly work my way further forward so I can get all this out all the way up to here. I'm going to take this lower box out as well, which is already partially fallen out, and then cut my way across. That'll be interesting. What else can we do at the time being, though? I guess we could take out the drive shaft, but it's not bothering me for the time being. See, my gas cap is bounced all the way over here. Everything's rocking, rolling, and shaking. We'll be right back. Oh, welcome back. You can see I finally got the axle out. That was not a lot of fun. The wheel on the driver's side here had a smashed lug nut and it had been broken off. And there was no way of getting to it. So I tried my acetylene setup and tried to burn it out. And really didn't have much luck doing that. I kept overheating the torch head being in the lug well. So I just finally said the heck with it and took it out with it still attached. Not a fun time, but I did manage to do it. Didn't drop the Jeep. Didn't crush my toes. All in all, worked out really well. Now to the point where I need to get it leveled up. I need to get the front level, front to back, side to side. I think my first step is to cut these rails right in here and then the back, drop them out with the springs on them. And then I think I've had a small change in plans, not a large one. I was going to take this hump out. I think I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to leave these outriggers for the front seat mounts, leave them in place. I'll just cut along inside the rail there, drill out the spot weld so the rail can drop off and leave that in place. That'll help keep my spacing, keep stuff from flexing. And like I said, it's also, it's made for the shifters. So I think I'll just leave it be and reuse this section, and then I'll build all new from this back. But anyway, Salvage Garage, Sunday evening, dinner's about ready. I'm sure my wife's gonna be hollering at me here shortly about supper time. Need to take a break, got some other chores yet to do. But Project Cherokee is underway. More to come. Next, we'll get these rails cut out and get the new rails set in, and lots and lots of stuff to go. Watch this thing build out. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.